thank you for agreeing to talk to us.
There's a story that's going to be told, and I would rather be the one telling it.
Jill Dillard sits down for a documentary about her impact.
Friends, just think about this for a second. If a family's number one rule was always, no matter what happens outside, keep your mouth shut. And suddenly, the people inside that same family start revealing shocking truths one after another. How would that feel? Honestly, it would shock the whole world, right? And yes, friends, today's update is exactly about that. Today, I've brought you an inside story about the secret Cold War happening between the Duggar sisters, and once you hear it, you'll seriously be left thinking, wow, this is deeper than we thought. Because lately, something feels very different inside the Duggar family. Have you noticed it too? A huge divide has clearly formed between the sisters. On one side, sisters like Jill Duggar and Ginger Duggar are finally speaking openly. They've written books, appeared on podcasts, and talked about the dark and toxic rules they grew up with. But then, there's the other side. Sisters like Jessa, or Anna. Completely silent, still careful, still controlled. So the big question is, why? Are they still trying to protect the old family image? Or is there some kind of emotional pressure, family pressure, maybe even fear, still affecting them behind the scenes? In today's video, we're going to look at the real psychology behind this split inside the Duggar sisters, and some very interesting inside details that many people haven't really talked about yet. So don't skip this video for even a second, friends. Watch till the end, because today's twist might completely change how you see the Duggar family dynamic. And before we move forward, tell me honestly in the comments, what do you think about these two completely different sides of the Duggar sisters? Who do you agree with more? The ones finally speaking out? Or the ones still staying silent? Share your opinion below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more updates and discussions like this. Now, let's get into the real story. For years, the Duggar daughters were known for showing one united image. Quiet smiles, perfect family photos, carefully controlled interviews. Everything always looked calm, polished, organized. But recently, that image has started cracking very clearly. And one moment, especially, caught people's attention. Joy Anna Duggar publicly called this period of her life the most difficult time. Now at first, that statement may sound simple. But for longtime viewers of the Duggar family, those words felt unusually emotional. Very direct. And honestly, I think that's exactly why so many people reacted so strongly to it. Because in the Duggar world, silence is usually the normal response. Especially during controversy. That's why Joy Anna's words stood out so much. They didn't sound polished. They didn't sound rehearsed. They sounded tired, heavy, real. And meanwhile, the other sisters have mostly stayed silent online. No long statements. No emotional explanations. In some cases, barely any acknowledgement at all. And that contrast is exactly what people are discussing right now. Why are some siblings speaking carefully, while others are disappearing completely? To understand that, we really have to look at the environment they grew up in. For years, viewers watched the Duggar children grow up in a family where privacy inside the home seemed extremely important. Public image also mattered a lot. Problems were often handled quietly. Painful emotions were not openly discussed in public. And honestly, when someone grows up in an environment like that, speaking publicly later in life can feel almost impossible. What's interesting is that each sister now seems to be handling things very differently. Joy Anna appears to lean more toward honesty, but still in a controlled way. She shares just enough for viewers to understand she's emotionally struggling. But she still avoids giving every detail. Jessa, on the other hand, seems much more cautious. Much more guarded. Her public image feels very measured. And honestly, neither approach is automatically right or wrong. They're just different ways of coping. But one thing is very clear now. These sisters no longer move as one united group publicly. A few years ago, almost every public appearance felt coordinated. Now, each sibling seems to be creating her own survival strategy. And honestly, survival may be the key word here. Because no matter how people feel about the Duggar family, there's no denying that these siblings grew up under enormous pressure. They grew up in the spotlight. Their family problems became national headlines. Their emotional pain became public discussion. That kind of pressure changes people. Some people become more outspoken. Others shut down emotionally. And some simply try to protect their peace by staying silent completely. And honestly, I think many viewers forget how difficult that must be. Imagine trying to build your own marriage, raise children, or figure out your own identity, while millions of people still connect you to painful family scandals from years ago. That kind of pressure never fully disappears. And this is exactly why social media plays such a huge role in this story. Fans have noticed that several Duggar sisters now post far less during controversy. Some limit comments. Some avoid certain topics completely. And honestly, silence online can sometimes say just as much as speaking out. Because for public figures, especially reality TV stars, every post gets analyzed. Every caption becomes a headline. Every emotional reaction gets criticized. So for some of the sisters, staying quiet may simply feel safer. There's also a major debate among fans right now about family loyalty. Many viewers believe some siblings may still feel emotional pressure to protect family secrets, even as adults. Now, to be fair, there's no public evidence showing any formal agreement controlling what the sisters can or cannot say today. But emotional pressure inside large, strict families can sometimes feel even stronger than legal pressure. And honestly, you can hear that pressure in the way some siblings speak. They acknowledge pain, but stop themselves before fully opening up. That hesitation tells its own story. And another reason this topic connects with so many viewers is because people see parts of their own families in it. Not the reality TV fame part, of course, but the emotional part. One sibling talks openly. Another avoids conflict completely. Another pretends everything is perfectly fine. That happens in real families all the time. And honestly, that's why Joy Anna's statement felt bigger than just another social media post. It sounded emotionally exhausted. And viewers weren't used to hearing that side of her. Now, public reaction has definitely been mixed. Some viewers praised her honesty, saying it takes courage to speak after years of criticism. Others felt the statements were still too vague, and wanted more accountability or transparency from the entire family. And then there are people who simply feel sad for the sisters altogether. Especially after years of public scrutiny. But one thing really stands out now. People no longer expect all the Duggar daughters to react the same way anymore. Viewers are finally starting to see them as separate individuals. Different lives. Different beliefs. Different emotional coping styles. And honestly, that shift is very important. Because reality TV spent years presenting the family as one single unit. But adulthood changes people. Marriage changes people. Parenthood changes people. And trauma definitely changes people. Now viewers are watching these sisters slowly redefine themselves in real time. Some through silence. Some through carefully worded statements. And some by stepping away from the public eye completely. Personally, I think the healthiest path may simply be allowing people real privacy, while also allowing emotional honesty when needed. Because this isn't really about being public anymore. It's about being real. And eventually, pretending everything is okay becomes exhausting. At the same time, though, it's understandable why some siblings may never want to fully discuss painful experiences publicly. Healing doesn't always happen on camera. Still, One question continues following this family everywhere. Can true healing really happen? Without fully confronting the deeper issues underneath. And honestly, that's the debate viewers continue having. Because public statements may explain emotions, but they don't automatically erase years of pain buried beneath the surface. And at this point, this story doesn't even feel like simple reality TV drama anymore. It feels more like watching a group of siblings trying to figure out who they are outside the image they were raised with. And that's exactly why Joy-Anna's words connected with so many people. Not because they were dramatic, but because they sounded human. And for a family once known for carefully controlled messaging, even one honest emotional moment now feels incredibly significant. As more Duggar siblings slowly find their own path, viewers are beginning to see something completely different from the old television image. Not one family voice anymore, but many separate voices, some loud, some quiet, and some still trying to find the courage to speak.